Most of the people who have no possible employer are the result of governmental measures. The minimum wages have been the most important factor that have created a large class of people who have no possible employer. And the adverse effects of the minimum wages have been greatly exacerbated by the poor education which is provided by the government. We start out with having governmental schools in Harlem that are terrible, that for a variety of reasons provide lousy education. So we end up with people and dropouts from schools and kids coming out from school who have no skills. And then we say to them, and we say to employers, you can't remedy our defects by hiring these people and teaching them, because we won't let you hire them unless you're willing to pay them more than they're worth. So the effect of the double whammy of poor governmental educational arrangements on the one hand and a minimum wage on the other is to create a class of people who have essentially, in fact, no possible employer. You'll notice that the people who are currently lobbying in Washington for higher minimum wages are not low-income workers. It's the AFL-CIO and the other high-income unions. Unions whose members all receive much higher income than the minimum wage. Now, of course, they say that the reason they're lobbying for a rise in minimum wage is to protect the poor workers at the bottom and keep them from being squeezed. But, of course, that's talk. The fact is that they want a rise in minimum wage to protect themselves from the competition of other workers. The minimum wage rate has the effect of denying jobs to people. It has the effect of reducing the opportunities available. The reason we have such enormously high unemployment rate among teenagers, and particularly black teenagers, is because it is illegal to hire anybody whose skills are not sufficient to be worth the minimum wage rate. The minimum wage law is a law requiring employers to discriminate against low-skilled people. That's not the way anybody will describe it, but that is in fact what it is. Here's a person who has low skills. He's only worth $2 an hour, and he'd be delighted to work for $2 an hour because that's the only way he's going to acquire better skills and enable himself to get prepared for a better job. He's a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old person, for example, handicapped person, person who has poor education. Illegal for you to hire him unless you're willing to give him charity, because you can only hire him if you pay him $2.35. It's always been a mystery to me why a young man is better off unemployed at $2.35 an hour than employed at $2 an hour. Can you explain that to me? Ask Mr. Meany, he'll explain it to you.